Hi, it's Lisa Beard. Thank you for joining me for another paper crafting video. Today we're going to be using this gorgeous set, which is the stamp of the month for November. First card I created was just a Christmas card, and then I decided we could use this for birthday cards. And I'm going to show you how I made a bright, cheery birthday card using this winter Christmas set. This set is You Warm My Heart, and like I said, it's the stamp of the month for November. And you can actually purchase this for the full amount, or you can actually order it with a qualifying order for $9. If you are a VIP, you can actually get this stamp for free, and I will tell you more about that at the end of this video. And like I said, the first card I made, I used it with its intended Christmas feel. It's got some lovely elements: marshmallows, hot cup of tea, or hot chocolate, candy canes, but I decided I'd like to make birthday cards with it because we're in Australia and we don't have cozy Christmases, we have hot Christmases. So the first birthday card I made still had quite cool colours, so I thought I'm going to try and brighten this up and make a really bright rainbow kind of birthday card. I selected some bright colours. I've chosen raspberry, grape and nectarine. For this card, you're going to be using my scissors, some adhesive, some blocks, and I'm going to use up some of my scrap white cardstock, and of course the stamp set. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cup stamp out of the set, and I'm going to stamp that out 3 times, one on each of the bright colours that I have selected. So I'm placing this stamp on my block, and I'm going to ink it up, I think first of all in some raspberry ink. These inks, when you've got your Versamat underneath and the stamps, they stamp beautifully. You'll see you get such a lovely crisp image. So I really love my close to my heart inks. I also stamp the coordinating floral image, so you can actually stamp the cups and then in one colour and then stamp this. It'll match perfectly with the floral image in the centre. I've decided to do some fussy cutting and stamp them out separately because I want a little bit of dimension to this card. So I stamp these flowers in the same colours, in nectarine, raspberry and the grape. Once I've stamped all my images, I then use my non-stick micro tip scissors to fussy cut out each of the cups and each of the flowers. Once I've got my cups cut out, I then use my scissors and I cut along the front edge of each of the cups. But I don't cut all the way through, I stop just short, so I create like a little flap, little pocket, so that each of the cups, or this cup can sit inside of the one underneath it. And I do this with each of the bottom 2 cups. You'll see what I mean. So that when I stack them, all the handles aren't on the left side, the middle cup, I cut the handle off because I'm going to repurpose it on the other side so that the handles are staggered. So again, I'm making another cut along the front edge of this cup so that the final and 3rd cup can sit in place. I then use my tape runner to place adhesive on the side of the cup so I can stick that handle back in place, sort of just line it up where I think it should be. It doesn't have to be perfect because you can put just as long as it's on the side. And then I'm going to use my tape runner to put some tape on the bottom of the middle cup, and then I'm going to tuck it, and that tape will hopefully hold it in place. You don't need to be too careful. You can just get a little bit tape on to start because we're going to flip it over and then stick it all together properly using some foam squares, because I really want to have this stack of cups raised up and a bit of dimension on my card. Then flip the stack of cups over. You see you've got these little flippy bits that are still wobbly, so I'm going to hold them in place. I've got some foam squares that are left over from one of my shaker cards, which I'm going to use up, and I sort of place them so that they're overlapping the top part and the bottom part, so that it sort of holds them in place so those cups aren't going to move around. Then I continue to move around the stack, just placing foam where I need it, so that these cups will hold up in the mail if I send this to someone in the post. I have also off camera fussy cut out the little flowers, and I'm going to stick them down, just scatter them across. I fuss around for quite a while trying to place this, but I stick them to the stack just to add a little bit more of interest to the card. I really wasn't sure what I was doing at this point, and I wanted to put it on a background, and I played with with a bit of distressed oxides to do a rainbow background. That wasn't quite right. And then I remembered that our mixed in packs are really great for neutral cards. So I got some black and white polka dot card out of one of my mixed in packs and thought that will incorporate that in the card. I also used one that you might have seen just off screen, that moved off screen there. I used one of our how-to books just to get some inspiration for a layout. These are really handy when you get a bit stuck for what to do. Off camera, I actually stamped a happy birthday sentiment from last month's stamp of the month on some white daisy cardstock, and I dovetailed the end. So I also had some scraps in my scrap bin of some white daisy, just strips that had been embossed already, and I thought I might try and use those. And I also dovetailed those. So sometimes it can take quite a while to get the right layout. That's why the how-to books are really helpful. I had a plan and it didn't really go to plan, and ended up with something completely different. So once I'm happy with the layout, I released all the release papers on the back of the foam and used my adhesive to stick all the things in place, and I'm pretty happy with the way the card turns out. And it just goes to show that this very Christmassy, wintry stamp set does not just have to be used for winter and Christmas, although it does make a lovely Christmas card. So as I said at the start, you can actually purchase this You Warm My Heart stamp set for $34. That's the value of the stamp. But you can also purchase it for $9 with a $80 order. However, if you are a VIP customer, you can actually, with the same qualifying order, you can actually get this stamp set for free. Link to my website where you can either order product or sign up as a VIP customer is below in the description section. So thank you again for joining me for another video, and if you haven't done so already, it would be great if you could subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And please leave me a comment and let me know what you think of these cards in the comments below. That would be great, and I hope you all have a wonderful week.